Right, I'm going to make a frittata with our wonderful local new potatoes and local asparagus, and I've also got a few broad beans. It's a little bit early for them, but you can also bulk it up with some frozen peas because the peas are not quite ready yet. And I'm also using our wonderful Lincolnshire poacher cheese. So first of all we need to beat some eggs. So I'm going to beat 6 eggs. These are from our lovely hens at Red Hen. And we've also got some lovely bantams here, so I'll use a couple of bantam's eggs as well. So I tend to use 2 for 1 with those. So they're petite. So there we go, we're just going to beat those. This is a lovely, easy lunch to do, and it's also very little hidden if you want to serve it cold. Well, the children can get involved, they can collect the eggs if they're lucky enough to do so, beat the eggs, and we find they're very efficient at breaking the eggs in if you give them the chance. It's really lovely for them to take ownership of that. We also need an onion. I'm going to use half an onion in this. So this needs to be finely chopped. This is probably something that you will have to do for the children. However, they can grate the cheese with a bit of help. Right, I'm just going to fry this off. We've also got the asparagus, which I have just blanched in some boiling water. So we'll just cut that in half. And then we need to slice the potatoes, and again these are ready boiled, which I did this morning. I'll just put them back in there. We always love Lincolnshire Showtime for the new potatoes. Dad used to grow new potatoes, and we were always excited because they used to be ready at showtime. However, it did mean that sometimes it was quite tricky getting to the show because we had to set up the potato pickers. Nothing quite tastes like local new potatoes, especially when you grow them yourself. Right, so I've got everything I need now. So now we're going to go over to the frying pan. I'm going to use some olive oil. You can use some cold pressed rapeseed oil. Of course, that's really nice produce from farmers if you can find it. So that's the onions in. Now we're going to put the potatoes in. Let them get just a little bit brown on the bottom. And then we'll put the asparagus in. And a few peas. Which you can always add some tomatoes if you like. And then of course the eggs. And if you just let that set a little on the bottom, we'll put some cheese in that as well. I probably ought to have mixed some cheese in with the egg, but never mind, it can go in now. Starts to set around the outside, then you can transfer it under a preheated grill. So I've got my grill on at the moment waiting. So of course this is something that unless you've got an older child and a safe hob, then they can help with this. I always steer a bit clear with children in the gas hob. It's quite an efficient this oven, so you just need to keep them safe as well. Right, so we'll just loosen this around the edge just to see if it's set in. You can see when it's beginning to set around the outside, so I'm going to transfer it to the grill now to finish off. And you obviously need an oven-proof frying pan. This is a great Le Creuset one, extremely heavy. But it's very special to me because Mum used to cook with it as well. And now we've just got to wait for probably 5 minutes, just keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn on top. And then you have a really nice quick lunch. So I've got some radishes and some peppers. I love these little peppers, really nice for children as well. And they are especially sweet, so that goes down really well. So we'll put some lettuce in the bowl. And some slices of peppers. We always say when we're feeding children, if we get a rainbow on the plate, all natural colours obviously, we know that they're getting a good variety of nutrients. And of course this is beginning to look very rainbow-like, and of course very topical at the moment. This is something that the children like to do, make their own salads if you leave lots of ingredients out. Children can chop things as long as you show them how and you're there, and as long as they have a knife that does actually cut, and it really gives them again ownership. And you find the more that you can get them involved, the more likely they are to try things. And I'm not against them having a nibble while you're trying, just to really encourage their confidence with new things. So of course we can get some lovely tomatoes now in different colours, so they can go in. And cucumber, it's always a favourite with children. And I'm going to use some beetroot as well. We find we grow beetroot at Red Hen and it's very popular with the children, and we even make bread with it, and so you get a lovely pink bread which is delicious. I'm going to use a few of the peas that I had left over, sprinkle them around. And so I'll just use up the rest of these peppers. There's a little bit there for the guinea pigs, so they'll be happy with that. Some children don't like their food mixed up too much, and so it's really nice to keep things a little bit separate so they can pick and choose. So there we go, there's a very pretty little salad. If you wanted to dress that, you could just drizzle it with some olive oil and a little bit of balsamic vinegar, or again you could let the children make their own dressing in a jam jar with a little bit of salt and pepper, a little tiny bit of runny honey, really makes it nice and sweet, and a bit of vinegar or lemon juice, and 3 parts to 1 with olive oil or some really good quality rapeseed oil. Right, we'll have a look and see how our frittata's doing. Oh, that's looking lovely. There we go. Let's turn the oven off. Let's put it on there, shall we? So there we have it. Frittata, which you can serve warm or cold, and salad. Lovely healthy meal.